It was just another ordinary afternoon in the heart of the city. The restaurant buzzed with the sound of clinking silverware, quiet conversations, and the occasional laughter of businessmen closing deals over lunch. Among the waiters weaving through the crowded floor was Marcus, a young black man in his early 30s. To the regulars, he was polite, efficient, and always ready with a warm smile. But behind that smile was a story few knew, one of sacrifice, quiet strength, and dreams set aside. Marcus worked long hours not just to earn a living, but to support his mother and younger sister back home. His colleagues respected him for his work ethic, though they had no idea of the hidden talents he carried within him. On that day, the air felt no different. The routine seemed the same, yet something extraordinary was about to unfold. At one corner table sat a billionaire, a man of power and influence, enjoying his lunch in silence. He had seen many faces in his life, traveled to many countries, and built an empire from nothing. To him, this lunch was just another pause in a busy schedule. Across the room, Marcus balanced trays with precision, moving gracefully between tables. To the outside eye, he was simply another waiter blending into the background. But fate had other plans for Marcus. This ordinary day would not remain ordinary for long. As the lunch rush continued, a new customer walked into the restaurant, an older gentleman, dressed neatly, but speaking in hurried German. He looked flustered as he tried to explain what he wanted, but the hostess stood frozen, unable to understand. The other waiters exchanged awkward glances, whispering among themselves, unsure of how to help. The man's voice grew louder, his gestures more animated, and soon nearby tables began to turn and watch. Tension filled the room. That was when Marcus quietly stepped forward. Setting down his tray, he approached the guest with a calm smile, and to everyone's shock responded fluently in German. The words flowed effortlessly, smooth and respectful, instantly easing the man's frustration. The customer's eyes lit up in relief as he recognized the kindness in Marcus's tone. A deep conversation began, the two speaking back and forth as if they had known each other for years. The staff stood in silence, jaws practically dropping at what they were witnessing. No one had ever guessed Marcus carried this gift. Even the billionaire seated a few tables away lowered his fork and turned his head. He was no stranger to different languages, having spent his life around powerful people worldwide, but to see a humble waiter, someone overlooked by many, converse with such intelligence and composure, struck a chord. In that moment, Marcus was no longer invisible. His quiet talent had filled the entire restaurant, and the billionaire's interest had been captured. The billionaire leaned back in his chair, his eyes fixed on Marcus. For years, he had sat in restaurants like this one, served by countless faces that blurred into memory. But this moment was different. He watched as Marcus spoke with the older German guest, his posture confident, yet humbled, his words flowing with precision and grace. There was no arrogance in him, no need to boast about his ability, only a quiet dignity that made the entire exchange feel effortless. The billionaire felt something stir within him, a sense of curiosity and admiration he rarely experienced anymore. He had built empires, signed million-dollar contracts, and traveled across continents, yet here, in the middle of a simple meal, he was reminded of something he had almost forgotten: greatness often hides in plain sight. He studied Marcus closely, noticing the details others overlooked: the patience in his voice, the way he made the guests feel at ease, and the genuine kindness shining through every gesture. For the first time in a long while, the billionaire felt humbled. He realized this young man was not just a waiter, he was someone with potential far greater than the role he had been confined to. Around the room, conversations resumed, but the billionaire remained still, his mind already racing. Something told him he couldn't just walk away and treat this as another passing moment. He knew he had to do something. What Marcus had revealed was too rare, too valuable to be ignored. When the meal was over, the billionaire quietly signaled for his bill. The waiter assigned to his table approached, unaware of the thoughts running through the man's mind. Instead of simply paying and leaving, the billionaire paused for a moment, then reached into his jacket pocket. He pulled out a sleek envelope and asked for a blank piece of paper. His hand moved with calm certainty as he wrote down a few words, carefully folding the note before sliding it inside the envelope. Along with it he placed something unexpected, a first-class plane ticket to Germany already booked and ready. He tucked it neatly inside the bill folder and closed it without a word. When Marcus came by smiling politely, as he collected the folder, he had no idea what awaited him. He opened it casually, expecting nothing more than a standard receipt and tip. But as his eyes landed on the envelope, confusion set in. Slowly he unfolded the note, and his hands began to tremble as he read the words. "Your talent is too great to remain hidden here. This ticket is your door to bigger opportunities. Go where your voice and your mind will be valued. The world needs more people like you." Marcus's breath caught in his throat. He looked up, but the billionaire was already gone, leaving behind only the gift and the weight of a future suddenly brighter than he ever imagined. The room seemed to blur around him as the realization sank and someone had truly seen his worth. Marcus stood frozen, the note trembling in his hands, his heart pounding louder than the chatter of the restaurant. For a moment, he couldn't believe what he was holding. A man who barely knew him had seen something in him, something his own co-workers, even his own doubts, had buried under the weight of daily routine. Word spread quickly among the staff, and soon they gathered around wide-eyed and whispering in disbelief. Some clapped him on the back, others simply stared, but Marcus barely heard them. His mind was racing with possibility. That night, alone in his modest apartment, he laid the note and ticket on the table and just stared at them. Memories of sacrifice, of working double shifts to pay rent, of dreams abandoned long ago, came flooding back. Now here was a chance not just for travel, but for a new life, a doorway to the future he thought was out of reach. Tears welled in his eyes as he whispered to himself, "I won't waste this." In that moment, he understood that the billionaire's gift was more than generosity. It was a call to action, a reminder that hidden talent is only waiting for the right opportunity to shine. With renewed determination, Marcus began to imagine a life beyond the walls of the restaurant. A life where his voice, his intelligence, and his kindness could touch the world in ways he had never dared to dream. The future was no longer something distant, it had arrived, and it was his to claim. And that brings us to the end of today's story. What started as just another shift for Marcus turned into a life-changing moment, proof that sometimes the world notices us when we least expect it. His kindness, humility, and hidden talent opened a door to a future brighter than he ever imagined. And it's a reminder for all of us: no gift, no effort, and no dream is ever too small. You never know who's watching, and you never know when opportunity will come knocking. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more inspiring moments like this, don't forget to hit that like button, share this video with your friends, and of course subscribe to the channel. Make sure to turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload. We have more incredible stories coming your way. Before you go, drop a comment down below. What would you have done if you were in Marcus's shoes? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep believing, keep pushing, and remember, your story could be the one that inspires the world.